All right, we are back to continue the series. This is part 3, 2.5 actually. Going on the screenshot, hit the save button, do whatever you gotta do, and I will be back. All right, y'all. So we started here. I explained the types of shampoos, right? And then we went here with our different types of conditioners. Nobody asked questions, so we should be clear on those things. Okay? So, we talked about the first two portions of your hair care regimen that you are in the process of building. This is kind of like an in between because we know the hydration comes from the shampoo, the moisture comes from the shampoo and conditioning part, right? These are the external ways that you can also add hydration and moisture. Notice I said external. The other two are external as well, but these are the parts that you do without having to shampoo, open the cuticle, all of that stuff. This is the superficial part of the hydration and moisturizing. A lot of people depend on this portion of the process to hydrate and moisturize their hair when they're skipping the shampooing, the conditioning, the treatments. They're skipping the trims and leaning hard into the oil is going to grow my hair. Or if I use this spray, if I do this thing, if I put bananas with bread, it's going to make my hair grow. That's not how that works. It doesn't work like that. So the first that's on the list is our favorite across the board. We use the oils. Oils are mostly for the scalp. Mostly for the scalp. You can use the oil on the lengths of your hair, but that should be done very sparingly. And if you are doing that, you have to make sure that you are shampooing and clarifying your hair very often. The difference between oils is honestly not a lot, but you should have a sealing and a penetrating oil. The sealing oil does just that. It's going to coat the outside. So, when you grease your scalp and you put it on your hair and you slap oil on your hair, that shiny look, all it's doing is sealing in. The part that we miss is that sealing oils can seal in dryness. So, if you are not hydrating on a regular, all you're doing is making your dry hair look shiny. That's it. You also need a penetrating oil. The penetrating oil is going to get deep down into the cortex of the hair and add in those extra nutrients that the hair needs. My oil that I make, non-shameless plug, my oil that I make does just that. I have sealing and penetrating oils in here so you can use it on your hair and on your scalp. It will give you those extra benefits that you need to aid in hair growth. I do not promote speedy growth because nothing can determine the rate at which your hair grows except for your genetics. But using a good oil will help to aid your hair in retaining the length and growing out healthy hair. The next portion is a hydrating mist. The hydrating mist is a real quick way to get the hydration in your hair in between your shampoo sessions. This is not a I don't really feel like washing my hair, so let me spray it down real quick. That's not what that does. Most hydrating mists have conditioning things in them like glycerin, like I can't even think of the chemicals that it might have in it that is going to condition the hair and add in extra hydration and moisture. So literally all it's supposed to do is give you a quick little spritz while you are in between your shampoo sessions. You might be on the way out. You may just need to give your hair a little oomph before you do what you're going to do. My hydration mist, that's what it does. This is a multi-use spray. When I say multi-use, it can be used on braids, locks, curly hair. I use it to detangle hair. I use it to blow out hair. That's what it does. I have formulated this to be safe enough for you to use every day. It's going to aid in hair growth. It is going to help stop or not stop. It's going to help decrease the amount of hair that you're losing due to shedding. And it's just going to help your hair to get the nutrients that it needs to remain hydrated. These two things, now, whether you use mine or somebody else's, these two together are going to help you in between your shampoo sessions. You should be shampooing and doing maintenance in between. Shampoo, maintenance in between. I don't care if you're shampooing your hair every single week. I don't care if you're shampooing when you put your braids in, when you take them out, when you put your braids in. You still have to maintain in between. These products are for maintenance in between when you're shampooing. We have learned to lean so much on these and think that that's our regimen when we have a very relaxed regimen and our hair is not getting maximum benefit from products or what it is that we're doing. Remember, these are all superficial. They're on the outside. They just provide that real quick external benefit to the hair. The last part is your hair butter. Now, we be tussling about these hair butters. I am a fan of hair butter because I fully understand that I can't keep piling butter onto my hair and piling butter onto my hair without removing. The same way with lotion and body butter, when you put too much lotion on, you start to feel sticky, greasy, and icky. So what do you have to do? Shower and bathe. Same thing with your hair. I love hair butters. You know, I have my chibi hair butter. I love butters because it adds extra moisture to the hair. Now, you don't have to use butters every day. You can use it every now and again because most butters are on a heavier scale than maybe an oil that you might be using. But the butter should still be light enough to whereas it is not going to fully weigh the hair down, it's not going to be clogged. I definitely would say to kind of stay away from, like we say, stay away from raw butters. You should be using more so of a whipped butter. Now, don't quote me on that because I'm not a chemist. I don't do science like that. But I believe that when you process the oil and you mix it and you blend it, you start adding air into it, which is what the whipped part is. It makes it a little bit lighter and it changes the molecules. That's the only science part I got for you. It changes the molecules to make it a little bit lighter and more durable for the hair. Because remember, well, not remember, I really haven't told y'all this part yet. That's kind of the next part that I'm going to do. Your hair is kind of like a bucket. And once you fill that bucket up, there's nothing else that can go into it until you empty it. So this is probably why they say stop using so much of this, because all you're doing is, or so many different products that you keep piling on the hair without cleansing the hair, because once you pile it up so much, there's nothing that's going to come from it, and it's going to look shiny, it's going to look healthy, but in fact all you did was seal in the dry hair. So now let's recap all three of these sections. Remember, you have to shampoo. You're doing your clarifying and moisturizing and any kind of treatment shampoo that you may need in between. You're going to condition. You should be conditioning at least every time that you shampoo your hair, you're doing at least a basic conditioner. You should be deep conditioning at least twice a month. If you're wearing braids regularly, every time you take your braids out, you're deep conditioning. Your next steps are you're using your oil, your hydration mists, and your butters at your discretion. Meaning, whenever you feel it's necessary to use these things, you use them, but you keep in mind that after a certain point in time, you have to strip the hair of these things. So you restart the process. Okay? The next part is going to be the optional portion where if you want them, you can get them, but if you don't, you don't have to. I hope this is helping y'all, and I'm again having fun doing this. Peace, y'all.